Hey guys, so just want to show you guys something with the T-Rex here. So I was making my rounds greasing all these. You can see the fresh grease on these, but this one in particular is not accepting grease. So that means it's either clogged up or the inside's been bent or the little ball receiver stuck. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that off and try to either clean it or free it up. If not, I've got extra grease fittings and I'll just go ahead and replace this if I can't fix it. So I'm going to set you guys up here so you can kind of watch and see what's going on. I don't know if you guys ever messed with grease fittings before, but I'm sure some of you have. But anyway, I thought this would be a cool little demonstration. See if we can get you set up. Let's see if we get that in frame. So right here is the grease fitting. Might be a little tight. I might even have to get a socket for this to get this out, which it looks like it, because the hex bolt is embedded inside of there. I've got it cleaned off a little bit now so you can see. So I'm gonna have to go find a socket that'll fit right over that, but I'll check in with you once I find the socket. All right, we are back. I found the wrench. It's a 7/16. So we're gonna work on getting this out and see what's wrong with it. Alright, so here's the fitting. You see there's new grease trying to get through. So it might not be the fitting, it might be where it accepts it. So we are going to try and clean it out. I've got my trusty flag wire. We are going to see if we can poke through this. Okay, we've got new grease inside. Okay, now we're even further in. See some old grease with some new grease and some junk. So that might be the problem. Let's try to take this old grease out. And I think I'm going to put a new one on just while I've got it all out here. So I'm going to look at my fittings here and see which one matches the closest. It's looking like this guy. It's going to match pretty well.
Oh, my bad.
So I'll test the threads. That's good. And then I will tighten it back. And then we'll see if the grease will flow through it. Alright, that's installed. So we're going to check it now. Alright, I'm still getting some resistance. So something's plugged inside. Let's see if we can kind of push through it. See, the grease is coming out. That's not what we want. Oh, man. No, it's not coming out. So let me do a little more diagnosing. We'll see if I can get back to you. Alright guys, so what I'm ending up gonna have to do is take this pin out. Because this is a pin with a integrated grease fitting. So just about every joint on this thing has them. And I'm probably gonna have to do the same thing to the other side because they both look pretty bone dry inside of there. So right now I'm breaking this little lock nut on here, and this whole pin will slide out. Right here I'm working on this. This thing was seized on there pretty good. I had to put my back into it a little bit to get this one broken. So that one's off. Slide this out, set that to the side where you won't lose it. See if we can get this pin out without having to adjust the machine. I've got the machine's bucket pointed down, hopefully taking a little bit of tension off of this, but we'll see. Might need to break it since it's so dry, not getting grease. Might have to, there we go, just a little bit. Now this pin's coming. See if we can fit a little more sturdy tool in there to get it. Might even slide. Oh yeah, that thing is dry. You can feel it kind of crunch whenever you're moving it. So that is no good for the inside of this chase here. So we're gonna work this out. Hopefully the bucket doesn't settle too much. Yeah, that is a bone dry pin. I'm not sure how long it's been running like that, but we're gonna fix it today. So I'm gonna take this off and clean this out. Hopefully we can start getting some grease up in here, but it's got some grooves in this pin where it's been riding against it so long without grease. That grease acts like a lubricant along with a rust inhibitor. So it'll put a small film across this so the metal will slide freely across it. So let me see what I can do on this and see if I can get it cleaned up for you. So I don't know if you can see that, but right here I found the culprit of why we're not getting grease to this pin. So this right here has been clogged up with old grease and dirt, and it's got it packed pretty tight. The grease was packed on here so smooth where it's been running over it that I couldn't see it without scratching this. So I had to scratch all along this until I could find it. So I'm going to see if I can clear that out and get some grease into this thing. So now you can see that hole a lot better. I've got it unblocked and it's free all the way through to the center of the pin because this pin is just hollow. It holds grease and accepts grease, and it'll spread it out. And the pressure of this against it's going to spread that grease out along that pin. So I'm going to reinstall this and see if we can get some grease in it. Let's try a little mechanical persuasion. Alright. Now that's lined up. Put the bolt in. And then we will tighten this nut down. Sorry if this isn't the best angle. It's pretty tight quarters here. It's good and tight there. Let's reinstall the fitting. All right. Let's see how this is going to perform. Oh yeah. So let's see if we can get you a shot of inside of this. See the grease coming out? I think we can call that one fixed. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing to the other side, because I'm sure it needs some attention too, because that's a high dirt buildup, especially when you're back dragging with the machine. Dirt just gets lodged up in there. So I'm going to go ahead and clean up the other ones and get this machine greased up, ready to go. So real quick, I've got this one cleaned out, that grease coming out, but I found this one and this one need the same treatment as those two. So I'm going to work on getting those cleaned up, and I'm just going to keep going around the machine and just replacing as I go. So I'll check back in with you.